Hey everyone, what's up? It's Qwertyu, and welcome back to another edition of Let's Play Flash Games. Man, it has been a while. Today we are going to be tackling the game Corp, which is kind of a basic version, more simplified, of Game Dev Tycoon, if you know what that is. So let's start up the game. Let's change up the name here, make it easier for me. Qwertyu Gaming, and I'll go with the moon, I guess. Why not? So we got a little tutorial here. For first-time players, I would recommend using this, but however, I am not a first-time player, so I'm actually going to skip through it and just basically tell you how this works. So they're telling me stuff to do. You click on an empty workstation to hire a worker. We've got 3 workers here who we can hire. They're all the same wage, so it doesn't make much of a difference. There's also bonus objectives up here, as you can see. We picked up $1,500 from that. Let's hire another worker real quick, though. And there we go. Publish a project is the next step. What you have to do here is click on New Project, go into the Project tab. You can use your keyboard if you want to as well. They're all hotkeyed. From here, though, you have to do a little more. So I'm going to start off with just a basic shooter, make something simple, and we'll split up the workload evenly. I may not do that in the future. So you see that we have a bunch of options here for tools. We are not trained in using any of these other tools, so let's start with the basic ones and create this project. So as you can see, we've also got these speed things, which is normal, fast, and ultra. I like to keep it on ultra while we're doing a project. This is the project summary, where you can check how your project's going. And as you can see, they're moving fairly quickly. The coding's taking a little longer than anything else, but that's okay. Reasons why I kind of like this game a lot is just that it's so simple. It's very simple yet elegant Tycoon. As you can see, we published our first game, and we have a bunch of reviews here. It is our first game, so we're not going to do very well because no one's really trained in anything. But now that we've got that under belt, let's do another one. Same thing, twice in a row. Honestly, the best way to get your people better in this game is to continue doing projects. Even though it doesn't make much money, it's still useful. The things that I've been clicking on the side are just talking about the project as well. So let's skip forward to the next day. Each day ends at 20 hours, which is kind of an odd time. As you can see, we have an award ceremony coming up. A new rival studio opened up, and we lost a bit of money there, but that's because we had to create this project. So what we're going to do is let these guys go to work. You can see that our quality goes up. The stars mean quality for your project, and you can tell that it got a little better. Micromanaging, I guess. And as you can see, we got 3 1-star reviews, which is better than the last one. So what we're going to do is go into build mode real quick. You can see up in the objectives, it says that we need to build a training cubicle. That would be this one right here. So we've got a training cubicle now. But what good is 1 without 2? I'm probably not going to build another one. They're asking us to build a plant and we get a $5,000 reward. Since with that $5,000, I'm going to put in another training cubicle so that we can just train both of them. And as you can see, you can buy more fridges, more water coolers, a little bit more for the infrastructure. Hire a total of 4 workers is the next thing. If you click on the fridge, you can control how much money you're spending on food, and it always changes up, how they work. What I'm going to do is build one more project here before I get people training, because we need to build up a little bit of money before we can really start training at all. So this is the game. Very simple, very basic. If you've played Game Dev Tycoon, it's similar. It's not the same thing. Game Dev Tycoon really does go into a lot more detail with the features, and obviously it's critically acclaimed. But this is a pretty good precursor. Another thing I wanted to bring up about Game Dev Tycoon is that I'm very interested in that game. I've never played it, but this is clearly, very basic, not the same thing. But I would be very interested in kind of doing an LP of it. Not quite an LP though. What it would be is I would, work with the audience a lot. Is what it would be a lot of. Is me interacting with you guys to figure out what you want to see and making that become a reality. So that's just something to throw out. In terms of ratings for this game, I gave it a solid Probably a 7 out of 10. It is a very well done game. Does keep me going back a little bit. However, it's not quite up to the standards as such other large games, such as, Game Dev Tycoon, which is okay, because, again, it's a Flash game, it's free, it's online, you're not really paying to play these games. So that's okay. Anyways, it's been 3 months. Let's see what happens to Video Game Studio Awards. Let's see, most productive studio. I think we usually end up getting that. And here we go. The winner is Qwertyu Gaming. Sweet. Looks like we've got our first award. Most consistent studio is probably not us. I like to just skip through these and then just look. Usually what happens with these is the other side will do a heck of a lot better than you, which is unfortunate. You have to build yourself. So like it says hire a total of 4 workers up here. If I hired 2 more guys, then that would help a lot. But I'm just giving you a very basic intro. So let's get through this month real quick. See, now we're up to 65. We used our new resources. And we've got 3 stars now by a couple of people. So that's very good for us. So I'm just going to let this day run out. Just to show off one final thing. You see this option to relocate to Vancouver. That happens when there's no workers available in your city anymore, which is very cool. So you can hire more workers, expand, and get bigger in order to compete with other gaming studios. So again, very simple, very basic version of Game Dev Tycoon to me. 7 out of 10. Like the game. There could be more to it, but as a Tycoon game, the idea of that is to continue moving forward and just play it. So there's really no end in sight, but that's okay. So, again, as I said earlier, if you would be interested in seeing me do a series on Game Dev Tycoon where both you and I being the player, you being the audience, work together to create a legacy, I'd be very interested in that. Leave a comment below, let me know what you think. Anyways, that's all we have time for today. Thank you all so much for watching. And stay tuned for the next edition of Let's Play Flash Games. Bye-bye.